Thursday night, Friday, the game day. Then Saturday, me and Petey were nursing our sorrows, crying in our beer for about, 4 or 5 hours. We watched Ole Miss against Georgia. We watched the Ohio State-Wisconsin game. All the mid-afternoon games me and Petey
Indiana.
around for. Indiana against
at Duffy's Tavern, of course.
Man, I missed you guys. I was running around doing family stuff, the baseball, the normal stuff. I gotta catch you next time. Is there any day on the horizon that you're coming down, or is that
I don't know if I'm going to come to another home game. I am going to be in Dallas though, and I believe we better circle the calendar, guys. SMU is starting to get their offense revved up. That is a homecoming event, I believe, for the fine people of Dallas. They're going to pull out all the stops. But first, we got to focus on Stanford. That's one game at a time. Because here's the reality, guys. And someone put this to me so well on Twitter when I did my game recap, the post-mortem. I believe Miami has to win every game now because here's the thing. In life, you're much better off expecting the worst but hoping for the best. And we cannot count on Georgia Tech losing a game or two. We cannot count on Louisville losing anymore or Virginia. And with the scheduling quirks of the ACC, if Miami wins out, they may still be left out of the ACC title game. And again, that's a worst case scenario. But I also believe this. In an 11-1, a Miami team will make it to the playoffs. So in that sense, they are still in control of not their own destiny, but their own fate. So someone said to me on Twitter, they said, Steve, Miami is now going to basically play 6 straight game 7s. Let it begin.
Well, that's how college football's supposed to be. That's how it used to be. It used to be 12 game 7s, but then they changed all the rules on us. So that's fine. We're going to be favored in every game. We got to take care of business. And look, Steve.
I don't know that means anything.
It doesn't.
For being honest.
It means something. It doesn't guarantee anything.
I don't know that it means a darn thing, D. Because we've seen teams crumble at the same. We've seen Miami teams be favored the entire way and not do it. We saw them last year. Were they not favored the entire way last year and lose 2 games?
Petey,
last week.
Petey, I think in the
last. I'm saying
11,
so. Let's not.
Go ahead, Petey. I believe in the last 10 or 11 games, going back to when we were 9-0 heading into Georgia Tech. I went to that game, right? And from that point on to now, I believe in the last 10, 11 games. This is a fact. This is not calling for anyone's job. I'm not trying to rip anybody, but I believe in facts. They matter. Miami has lost 3 ACC games when they were double-digit favorites.
Well, I have the stat for you here. Oh. It is because I actually was talking about this the other day. In Miami's last 10 games, they are 6-4. 3 losses as double-digit favorites. So I do not give a you-know-what that we were favored the rest of the way. Not one bit.
And look, for those, there's actually like discussions about Mario Cristobal or people upset. There's a reasonable expectation among most of the fan base. We're not asking for this particular team to go into Columbus, Ohio at the Horseshoe and beat Ohio State. We're not asking you to go to Athens to beat Georgia. We're not asking you to go to Tuscaloosa to beat the Crimson Tide. What we are saying is, can you routinely beat ACC teams? Again, the mark of a good program, and you want to keep elevating it, is this, fellas. Win the games you're supposed to on a consistent basis. That's it.
Yep. Yeah. That's the name of the game. If we do that and play consistent Miami football against teams that on paper are not as talented, you'll be coming down here for a playoff game. And
look, I want to come November. I still want to be able to come once again and enjoy the great humidity of November in Miami. I actually like warm weather. Here's one thing I want to see against Stanford, guys. I'm just telling you, this thing has irked my nerve. I believe in the last 4 or 5 games, we've had over 15 pre-snap penalties on offense. Guys, that's not good for a whole season. Really. We got to get that thing right because it's put us in too many situations where we first down, it becomes 1st and 15. Well, right off the bat, that puts you in a hole. There was also a key moment, and I believe it was after Malachi Tony's big catch and run. 14-7, we're near the red zone or in the red zone. A 3rd and 2, what happens? Flag. Becomes 3rd and 7. completely disrupts your ability to use 2 downs at that point, right? And it was an incomplete pass. Mario Cristobal is an offensive line specialist. Alex Mirabel is probably the best offensive line coach we've had in a very long time and one of the best in the country. At what point are they going to clean that up, if ever?
I mean, it's got to be this week. I mean, you go on the road against SMU. You go on the road against SMU. That's a formula for disaster. A team that really, again, all these teams are. You look on paper. Louisville, I was shocked at what happened because watching them the week before, they really struggled up front. They couldn't run. They couldn't pass protect. Their defense was good. It was not as good as it. I didn't think it was as good as what we saw on Friday. It looked even better. So Louisville, really, they played great, but they would not have been in a position to win the game if not for those penalties. I just, even with everything else that happened, the penalties just put us behind the sticks and took us out of our game.
Hey, you know what they say, man. If my aunt,
it's inconsistent.
So it's not to me. It's not an outlier in this game. It's just
not an outlier in. By the way, before people jump on me, it's not an outlier in Mario and his teams. This goes back to Oregon. This is a consistent deal. Is what I'm not trying to excuse. It's more of a
you go back to Oregon.
Game
Mario's best win at Oregon, I'll never forget. They were down a couple of players, including Kayvon Thibodeau. And they beat a loaded Ohio State team at the Horseshoe. I remember watching that game. Oh, man, what a great win that was. They ran for like 275, 300 yards. Oregon, I believe, was in the top 5, probably second or third in the country. And they somehow lost the game to a pretty bad Stanford club. And that was kind of like where Oregon fans to this day hold that against them, that every year we lost the game we're not supposed to. But you know what? Again, can't do anything about it now. If Mario finishes this thing 11-1 in year 4 and we make the playoffs, this thing is moving and trending in the right direction. I'll say, Mario, you did a hell of a job. I think he's doing a hell of a job. I'm a big Mario Cristobal believer. I advocate for him a lot, but that does not make him immune from criticism. This is a results-based world, not just industry, a results-based world. And it's not like we're going through murderer's row here. We're going through the heart of the ACC, which is pretty mediocre down the middle from about the 4th or 5th team on. So, look, there's still a lot that can happen. You got to play games. But, Danny, I have a question. If you pay this much money to retool your defensive back room and specifically cornerback, why are we afraid to play press coverage? You know the quick game is coming from everybody now.
Yeah, I don't know. And Miller Moss is not like the best deep ball thrower. So, it's not like you're just deathly afraid of the deep ball, even with a guy like Chris Bell who can get downfield. I mean, really, what scares you with Chris Bell is exactly what he did. Free release, gets going, hard to chase him in man coverage, which happened on the first one, or if he catches in the middle of the zone like on the second one. Either way, it's after the catch. So you want to avoid that timing route, especially when your defensive line, if you disrupt the timing at all, and you disrupt the quick game at all, they're going to kill Miller Moss. It's not like they didn't win their matchups when you watch the film. It was that their quick game was totally unencumbered, total rhythm. To your point, I don't know. That's one thing we haven't talked about a lot. People are complaining about the corners. I don't think the corners actually played that bad. I thought the secondary as a whole needed to tackle better and swarm to the ball better. But my question more with that is exactly what you just said. Why weren't they disrupting those quick timing routes, which you knew was their only chance for success given the pass rush and the pass blocking deficiencies that they had? Well, question